It was a long drive, but it was well worth the cost. You cannot get a better deal at $25,000 for a 12-row Kinzee from 2007. Welcome everybody back to Uncle Walter's farm. We're getting ready to start spring planting. Let's meet you guys back at the farmyard and get started with the day. Round trip, we've spent probably close to 6.5 hours on the road. Unlike the other planter, once we are done financing this at $42.50 a month for 6 months, we own this thing. And that just enthralled me. I'm so excited to have a planter that actually is what's supposed to be for my system. And something we're gonna do to try and help pay off our debts is we're gonna be doing some contracts. I gotta go talk to the co-op to rent a piece of equipment. But jumping up to our PDA, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. We got $18,000 worth of jobs that we can do, but after expenses, probably closer to 15 in profit. Walter's got that leased ground I really want to get for some soybean stuff or maybe some extra corn. We'll just pull our little case down there with the 4620. This is where we're going to need to bring in the co-op. The fertilizing jobs, I'm not going to rent this stuff from the dealer. That's stupid when I can just go to the co-op for $1,000 and rent a fertilizer spreader and then buy the material from them. I think this alone is like $3,500 or somewhere in that ballpark. The grass has not popped up enough yet where we could start mowing, but we do need to get the sound guard on the planter since that is going to be our planting tractor. I got a bad feeling that the time for the Massey Ferguson is just slowly getting slimmer as more mods start to come out. We can get another tractor with a front loader. But both Johnnies are safe for now, at least until I start making some money. Ooh, we need to put some fuel in this tractor. Don't mind the lighting, but if I were to have two options to buy a sprayer for, it'd be this Shepherd sprayer I found on Tractor House for $5,700. The best way, which is honestly a waste of money right now because that would cover a lot of ground, and the only reason I could justify it is through contract work. Because we did end up selling our old one since this planter has a liquid fertilizer system built into it. Granted, I had to replace a couple hydraulic lines that were kind of worn from the folding process over the years. As long as the crop does well, I guarantee you we'll be able to pay it off within a reasonable time frame. We got a little bit of seeds still in the shed. Let's toss a couple bags in and we'll see how much we have to get ourselves planting. All the bags being dumped puts us at about 37%. If you guys are fans of Uncle Walter's Farm and you'd love to see more on this series, be sure to let me know down below by clicking that like button and smashing the subscribe button. Why you no let me fill? Okay then, I guess we are not going to be getting fuel. Trying to determine what's best for the rows. I believe if we make it perpendicular with the street itself, that will make our passes as even as possible. Green star has been set. Let's get that turned on. And this activated. And we should be planting. When I was looking for the planter like this, the other thing I was trying to find was one that had the Yetta row cleaners up front. Row cleaners are probably one of the best investments that you could make to help get through the trash and help break it up to get the actual seed into the ground better. Around where I'm at, we got really tough soil, and that row cleaner, if you put it a little bit more aggressive into the ground, it helps bite a bit more. Want you guys to let me know down below, what is your favorite brand of planter? I'm a bigger fan of John Deere and Kinzee's, but I know some people have their taste for Case IH. You also have the Seed Hawk stuff. You have Horsch, Great Plains, Amazon. The list goes on and on and on and on. Now, speaking of planting, the real time that we are doing right now is actually the height of planting season. All the farmers are starting to get out to the field and getting their crops in the ground. We've done quite a bit of work to this dirt, so if it does not turn around and produce a pretty high yielding crop, I'm gonna be kind of sad. We're doing all corn this year, and with help from the co-op, between the fertilizing and any of our other tasks that we're gonna need done, I think we're gonna be able to pull it off. Just got one more headland to go, and we will be on to the passes. While Daryl is out planting, we are going to do the cultivating contract probably first. I do not have that Alice Chalmers cultivator that was used in the old school. Even though I'd really like it, the cost to justify buying that to do that job is stupid. Pretty sure put together the payments in total are closing in on almost 10 grand a month. We can get that in contracts, but we got to make sure we're paying it. There is the payment to the co-op. Now we just got to get the rest of the ground planted. Don't get me wrong, I would love to be running liquid fertilizer in the tanks at the financial situation at hand. I think it's best that we just wait get some more contracts done where we're making some money. Then towards summer, we can come through with the sprayer and put on our second round of fertilizer, since I'm gonna have to do the pre-emerge stuff anyway. Pretty sure what I'm loving the most about this planter right now is look at how much seed we have been using for the amount of land we've covered. We've dipped maybe, what, 6%? That's a pretty good distribution rate. Gotta say, it's a pretty gnarly looking setup. The only thing that would make it look better is if it had the weight rack and the duals on it. But again, it all costs money. I don't have money. At least that I'm willing to spend. Got well over half the field planted at the moment. If you need me, I'll just be over here planting corn. See you in a bit. That wraps up plot number 1. Let's jump across the road, get Daryl started on that, and it's off to the co-op. Now we just have to hope that it doesn't cost an arm and a leg to fill the sucker up with fertilizer. Hey, you have a good one too, Mike. Thanks, bud. Just wanted to confirm with the guys which one we're taking. Now just pop underneath the drop box and we're going to get ourselves some fertilizer.
I've only got one dart.
Said this would cost me about $1,000.
And I missed.
I think I undershot it a little bit. This stuff will go quite a long ways, and I think if we can unload it, correct? Yes. But we'll have plenty of fertilizer now for other jobs in my own farm. We'd rather have too much than not enough. I just now noticed the amount of capacity this thing has, and if you guys haven't heard about it already, 3800 The Buck is FarmSim's greatest radio station that you can find on my website, linked in the description. We got 3,800 liters of solid fertilizer. That is awesome. And while you're at it, go check out my buddy Andy over at Andy Clean. It's the world's greatest farm soap when I'm actually paying attention to keeping my stuff clean. Let's get the 45 fired up. I thought I had a 46, but nope, got a little smaller. See what I mean? It's been a while since I've been on here. I can't even get my own tractors straight. Doesn't matter. All I know is we gotta go chuck some fertilizer. This is not the tractor you want to be using for a very precise job. Its AI does not work at all. So I am just guesstimating and throwing fertilizer out the back. Looks like this thing gets a pretty decent working width. You know what this kind of reminds me of? Having to look straight down. Who all of you remember the days, or even you might still have to do it, where you had to look straight down in FarmSim just to get like 5 frames per second? I used to have to do that on an old laptop I played, I think, the FS13 on. Oh man, those were the days. I think going forward, if I'm going to be using this particular implement on anything, it will not be this tractor. You AGCO fans are getting lucky. That means the Massey Ferguson's safe for another week. We're going to get this accepted. Get Walter's contract ready to go. And then the rest of these. Jeez, and Walter, how many pieces of farmland do you have rented? Why don't we get to harvest any of that? Ooh, Noah just opened up another bale wrapping job too. That's another $4,000. The heck yeah, I'll take that job. Get David's other job started. I think that's it. Yes. Our hands are full. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's trade this onto the Vibershank and get the Massey on the spreader. That way we can start knocking out these job sites. Man, I just love the terrain of this map. Riverbend Springs really was probably the best base game Giants map that they've done for the North American region. Looks good enough to eat for me. 15-meter working width. If the time comes and one of these things goes on sale, I might pick it up. I think they only cost $12,000 anyway. They're pretty cheap. Just snag it when it's at like $6,700. Walter's Farm really has to be one of the most chill video series. It's just so much fun, just kind of casually floating around the map, doing all these odd jobs. I love working for the money. Granted, I make some changes for the quality of life every now and then, but it's just so relaxing. That's the thing I love the most. Daryl did give me the word that he is done planting, which is awesome. Next year's main task, besides paying off debt, is to start expanding the amount of ground that I own or rent. That way we're not looking like bozos over here with the 12-row planter planting, what, maybe 10 acres, 10, 15 acres worth of ground. That wraps up job number 1. Let's head east. I think the field by that school bus is the one we got to work on, and that does not look much smaller than the one we just spread. We might really have undermined the amount of fertilizer we needed for this. It's cutting into my profits, but hey, we got another $4,000 coming from Noah once I wrap the bales. I'm gonna end up stopping by the co-op on my way over to the other jobs. I don't think I'm gonna run out, but I would rather not test that theory, because the co-op's on our way there. And it's only going to cost me more fuel to try and get there and back. Probably don't need a full tank, but I'll at least put about halfway. These guys are going to be slightly really confused. They thought I was pulling this with the 45. Maybe should have got a little bit more. I think it'll cover. Wait a minute. That's right. 57's just a little baby field. Well, that was a complete waste of money. Again, not really. We get to keep it, but still, that... Come on, man!
A few moments later.
I've heard it helps when you're in the right field. There we go. One last run should do it. Just gotta find out where it's at. There it is. Now we are heading south. Sadly, not the Zach Bryan way. YouTube's beta music program kind of took a loss. A lot of the songs that I used to use, like Nickelback, Zach Bryan, and a handful of other ones, they must not have had their licenses renew, so I can't use all of the really fun stuff. Now I'm back to using ones like Simpler Life and a handful of other non-lyrical songs. There's nothing wrong with that, but it just kind of stinks that we had all that really good music, and now you can't use it. I'm gonna knock this field out so you guys don't have to watch. We'll meet back at the farm. I want to take a gander at the Kinzee and just see how well it held up. That way I know what I'm working with, and if it comes time to replant in case of bad weather. Want to check those row cleaners, make sure they are looking spiffy. Closing wheels, we might have to set this to be a little bit more aggressive. I think when it sits on the tractor, let me drop it down. I'm not sure the seed is getting enough pressure in the back end. We might have to lower the attach joint on the actual neck. Just let this down. I can't tell. Is this sitting level? I don't know. It looks pretty level. If anything, we could either lower this down one notch, or you could flip the drawbar upside down. I mean, we're done planting now, so it doesn't necessarily matter. But if we want to get more pressure on the back closing wheels, it's best if we were to tip the planter back just a hair bit more, so it really can embed that seed in the dirt. I think that's really all we need to do with this, besides, you know, get it serviced up and ready to go for replant season with Mother Nature calling. It's April 3rd. Let's check the forecast and see what we got coming up in the next few weeks. Looks like we got rain a little bit later this afternoon, and it is going to be rain all month. Perfect. It's just what we like to see. We're going to have to get the mower out at some point, but for the meantime, we're just going to set this setup in here because I don't really have a need to unhook it yet. Now let's go knock out that tillage job with the 4520. Don't really need GPS to know what I'm doing there. And then we'll finish out with the bale wrapping. And I think that'll call it a day. Any of these three plots really are going to be on my radar for land that I want to buy. It's just that the guys around here want astronomical prices for dirt that's really not that good. I might be from Nebraska, but I'll admit, Iowa's got some pretty dark dirt. It's like looking at a dark chocolate brownie versus a milk chocolate brownie. The resemblance is very, very obvious as to which one is which. Why am I doing the headlands? I'm supposed to do the up and downs first. Dang it. When will I ever learn to do my job right? Come on, Buck. Get your head in the game. Well, I'm already invested in it now. Might as well finish. Just put her in 6th gear and let her scream. Listen to that baby purr. Chrome stack and everything. We're not digging too deep, but I think I should probably go ahead and check the shovels on this to make sure we don't need to replace any, whether they're already worn down or, my luck, they're going to be like friction welded on. There's another couple $100 in my pocket. All that's left is wrapping bales. I didn't really mention it, but I also accepted all the money from the other jobs. I think we're just going to take the shot where it'll hurt most, and we're going to do the big field first. That way we can feel like we get done faster. Don't remember how many bales were on this job site, but I know it was at least close to 20-something. Has to be, in my opinion, one of the best ways to make money in this game. This bale wrapper has made twice, if not 3, maybe even 4 times what it's worth just in contract work. I guess I could check that. How much do these things cost? I believe mine has the support roller, and a box of wraps like $3,900. So for roughly $20,000, I have made probably close to 50 or 60. So at least 3 times. Keep it a head count. This is going to be bale number 4. We're going to try and work the furthest bales from the truck first. Got to go restock the spool. We're up to 13, meaning 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I think 25 is the count because there's 2 more sitting by that tree line if you didn't catch it. Got our boxes, and I'm certain we can wrap the rest of this all with 1 load. That is the only downside to this wrapper, is that it can go through quite a bit of wrap pretty quickly. Did a recount to get my math. It's 24 bales. But with that bale drop, we are up to 18, I believe. 19, 20, 21. No, that was 19. This is 20. I will be taking that. Thank you, David. Now we just got Noah with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bales. Oh, we can knock that out quick. Wait, that might have been a scraggler. I didn't see that one pinned up in the middle. Probably gonna have to restock, but that's all right. Massey's really gotten its workout today. It's almost like the series really does not want to get rid of the tractor. I think it's our most stable piece of equipment. We've had it the longest. Everything else has either been sold off or we lost it. Oh, come on. Don't make me have to refill for 3 bales. Don't do that. Ah. And that will wrap out our day. No? Just me? Okay. But on a serious note, that should conclude all of our tasks. Just gotta collect our money, eh? I think we got a decent enough chunk of money. Let's pay back about half of what we got. So while we earned $20,000, we put it right back into our loan, bringing us down to $255. I think since we've started, we are now $5,000 away from being right back at even keel. With my money, that is. Come summer jobs, we're going to start making a really big dent in that debt deficit. So thank you guys all for tuning in to Uncle Walter's Farm. Be sure to smash that like button and check out the playlist in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Always remember to keep it light, keep it loose, keep it fresh, and most importantly, keep it fun. We shall see you guys all in the next one. This is the Rental Man out. Peace.